John with Sarge here, and just do a quick little moment here that I'm having that maybe, I don't know, some people might seem weird or dumb or whatever, but anyway, but it's just a subjective experience that I have about this spot. Now, last year I didn't have a car for a long time, and I had to take a bus, and it involved walking like up there, like all the way up the hill there and way further. Anyway, and so it's when I was working on my car for a while. Anyway, and sometimes so I didn't get to bring Sarge with me. Like I always like to bring Sarge to work, in my vehicle a lot. So I didn't get to see, sometimes so to kind of give me a little bit of a good feeling. This might be even a little bit illegal, but but I don't think anyone's going to care. I kind of wrote this little thing here, Sargy Boy. So that's been there for over a year. Looks like this has been kind of sanded. I'm not sure, but it looks like maybe it's just faded. Anyway, yeah, I kind of would, and so I can understand now why sometimes people might do a moniker to remember a spot, but it just kind of reminded me of, whenever I was here. Now this is the first time that's been over 6 months or a while. That's been since last year, but this is the first time I actually came back with Sarge to this spot just to kind of get a little bit reminiscence of what it was like.
The practice of leaving behind a tag, mark, name, or moniker in different places, especially while traveling, is a very old human behavior. It definitely touches upon deep psychological needs related to identity, memory, and connection. Here are a few key reasons why people engage in this behavior.
Not that, I'm happy I got a car now, I don't have to walk and stuff, but still, obviously it had some good moments on a good day or something. It had a certain amount of memory, so anything, a lot of times just had those significance. So anyway, that's my little signpost, just remember. So I guess you want to report me to the police, Proctor Police for doing that. Okay, but but actually it's something you can't even see like at a certain spot, Oh, I kept seeing this one up and down this road, Boundary Avenue here, that one. Okay, then I'm going to walk up this way a little bit. I used to sometimes take the shortcut back behind this building here. So
1. Assertion of presence and legacy, existential need. Asterisk, I was here in the grand, often impersonal scale of the world. Leaving a mark is a way to declare one's existence and impact. It's a small, tangible assertion that I, the individual, passed through this specific point in time and space.
Yeah, it just feels a little different being here. Remember what it was like, being like, having to walk and, you got to carry all your stuff on you and all that kind of stuff, instead of just like, this is just a leisure thing where I got my car right here. So, But anyway, not going to go too far here. Little nostalgia trip here, if you want to call it that. Yeah, there are like some nice woods and scenery there. You saw that was a nice creek back there. Although there were some parts I didn't like. I didn't like having to cross the road here. It was always like, tough. And it was even worse like on the other end of the road by the highway. Yeah, those are the two. If they could have fixed, it would have been a lot less stressful to walk that path. It wasn't for those couple like intersections that were really tough. So anyway. Yeah, so, we stopped at this gas station sometimes. Sometimes I had like this little shortcut path where I took through there, and then I remember like walking through the snow. I had to take a different path when it snowed and everything, and then, anyway, then I had to walk across that road there. So anyway, all right, let's go back, buddy. So, come on, buddy. Yeah, so anyway, that was just, an example of sometimes how you can have like a significant kind of place and maybe marking something, gives you a certain feeling of like, connection, not that we're approving of graffiti all the time and stuff, but well, they do have some places like those fences like where people leave like their locks and those kind of things, it's kind of neat to kind of leave a piece of yourself like in kind of like a public place.
2. Creating a trail of memory, personal anchors. Asterisk mental map / chronicle. Each moniker acts as a personal anchor tied to a specific moment, feeling, or experience the traveler had at that location. When they see the mark later or think about it, they are instantly transported back to that specific time, place, and emotional state.
I don't know. It's fine. the philosophical appeal and psychological appeal of like doing a moniker. I kind of did that a couple other like key spots that I would stop in at sometimes, like some place that I was like, well, like this little place behind the work that I'd sometimes hang out because I'd have like, anyway. Yeah, so yeah, it's nice. It's kind of cold out right now, but it's not too bad. Kind of like a nice fall day, I guess you'd say. Kind of, I mean, it's starting to get, it's starting to get like more like winter now, but but not too bad out here. Coat on and stuff. Nice igneous rocks down there. That's what Duluth is known for.
3. The transition between environments. You hit on a very important point. The environment changes, but the self evolves. When someone is traveling, they're outside their normal routines and social structures. This can create a feeling of unmoored identity. By leaving a mark, they anchor their identity to the new, temporary environment.
Kingsbury Creek. This is one of those ones that, where it doesn't. I think this one usually seems like it has water flowing in it. Yeah, it looks like it's up actually pretty high at the moment. Like, I guess it rained a couple days ago. Anyway, but it's one of those intermittent type streams that sometimes have, like a lot of the ones here, depending a lot on the weather and stuff, the recent weather. Anyway. See you later. And there's Sarge. Hey, Sarge, how do you enjoy that?